Yo, hi, Tao here, back at again with another video, and that's 2 videos in a week, which is going to be my recording goal. So yeah, in today's video I'll be custom painting on a denim jacket, and the client asked for the Dark Magician Girl of Chaos YuGiOh card, and it was pretty fun to do, to be honest. Now, I had to make a few adjustments to the design, mainly the color scheme, but that's because it was on black denim. And the card itself mainly has black, like her armor is black. I could have gone for like a grey, I suppose, but that would have just made her look like she was wearing some kind of medieval armor. And yeah, so I asked if it'd be cool if I played around with some dark blues and some purples. Right, so first I use the white paint and I lay down a base. And the thing with fabric paint is that especially when you're painting on denim, it's not an even surface. So it's kind of difficult to get details in without it looking a bit kind of frayed or pixelated. And it's kind of hard to tell because it's not close up, but near the end of the video you'll see a close-up shot of the face, and any part that doesn't have a lot of layers will look a bit pixelated. Yeah, so you can kind of see on her arm there how the paint blurs out a bit. Now when you use fabric paint, what you want to do is you want to use a lot of layers, to pretty much just avoid what I said earlier. Right, so everywhere that I paint white, I'm planning to go over with color later. So white is always a good base color because it's just pretty much easy for you to go over it with other colors such as red or blue and have them show up. One of the cool things about painting on black is that you kind of have to do things, and you don't kind of have to, but you can choose to do things negatively. I'm pretty sure there's a different way of phrasing that, but I'm trying to do this audio all in one take. What I mean by that is, like, if I painted black, just like I did there with the side of the face, it would kind of cut back an area. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of subtracting what's there in order to show what's there. Okay, well, if you see the chin and the jaw, you'll see me clean that up and you'll kind of get what I mean. But so it's kind of playing around with pushing certain objects and parts into the foreground or pulling them out into the pushing them into the background or pulling them into the foreground. So what I like to do when I'm painting, my dogs are barking in the background. Don't know if the mic picked that up, but so another cool thing about using paint is that you can blend colors very easily. With fabric paints, it's kind of like painting with nail polish. That's what I've come to find with the brand that I use. So I use Pebio's Seta color, right? And they're just these small 40 milliliter tubs that I picked up at the art store, which is Gordon Harris here in New Zealand. It's pretty much the only place where you can get them from. I could have actually just bought some online since everything's online nowadays. Right, so here you see me going over with the white now to kind of highlight certain areas, and this is my way of adding detail to the painting. I also decided to make the hair white as well to kind of bring it out, because as you guessed, in the card it's black. When it came to these markings, it was really fun to do because you kind of shift your thinking into like seeing letters as images. Like, I know these aren't letters, but I was thinking of some, like over there it looks like it says P-O and W-O. Right, so let's take a moment to talk about YuGiOh for a moment, because I kind of used to play this as a kid. I didn't play it as much, but I did collect cards. And I can't remember how I got my first card, but I do remember how I grew my stack. Right, so back in primary school, I guess that's when I was about 7 years old. The kids would play this game where there's a gutter and you have to flick cards. Like, first you throw a card and then you have to take turns flicking your card into the gutter, and if you get your card in, and the other person's in, then you get to keep both cards. That's if you guys are playing for keeps or not. And I'm actually curious if you know what I'm talking about, then please drop a comment below saying that yeah, you remember the game, or if you had different type of variation on it. Yeah, some kids could be really cruel and there were some like mad hustlers back in those days. There probably are in these days too, I mean time, but yeah. So what I did was I took my first YuGiOh card and I won another YuGiOh card, and I'd keep doubling it because, not to toot my own horn, but I was pretty good at that game. But I wasn't a mad hustler. Everyone just knew I was good enough. I'm joking, they didn't. I was pretty average at the game, but it was fun. And because it was fun, I would practice a lot. And then I would scam my friends and other kids. Not scam, I would just defeat them. And I'd claim their cards. And I would become the Shadow Master. Yeah. And my favorite YuGiOh card was Skylar. Oh, it'd be so bad if I said that name wrong right now, but I do remember it as the Red Dragon. Yeah. Oh, but I also like the Red Eyes Black Dragon. And yeah. I remember watching the anime as a kid. It would come on TV. So yeah. And then Duel Masters came in. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, Duel Masters was a bit of a thing. I don't think anyone got into it. We still all had our YuGiOh cards. We probably like treated them really bad because we were like flinging them into gutters and stuff. Right, cool. Anyways, so back to this painting. When it comes to adding detail, it's a lot easier to do when you add detail on top of existing layers, so that way the texture of the denim doesn't get in the way of it. Now, the main details that I'm adding are pretty much just with the white and the black. So I use a very thin paintbrush and paint them in, as you see. So I'm acting as if I'm using a pen. And to be honest, I think I exaggerate a bit of the details and add in a bit of my own, but that's just because I felt like it needed a bit more, that it was looking a bit plain, because I changed the color palette as well. And I was also going to do all the letters in red, but then after trying it out on the bottom view, I realized, well, not realized, I thought it looked better in white. Right, wow, so we're already at the end of the video. Yeah, hope you liked the video, and I appreciate any feedback. If you did like what you saw, then please consider subscribing and liking the, I was going to say liking the comment, but yeah, liking the video and dropping a comment. Bye.